In primary, I was short and I was fat. Like, guys,
you were short.
Yeah, I was short and I was like so fat. Like, I won't lie, I'm just being honest. And then my transition going from private to public, I couldn't get the resources I used to actually get. Like the bad habits of probably like eating whenever you want. You know, because in private you leave school, you go back home
and
eat whatever you want.
You snack every time.
Yeah, so my transition to public high school, I think it sort of helped me, although it was tough. So it was so tough, though, I won't lie. But then I transitioned from now starting losing weight, becoming taller, realizing, kumbe, I had an opportunity of being tall. I've ever approached a shorty in prime. I'll never forgot this. She told me she couldn't talk to me because I'm fat. Like, is it a scene? Oh my goodness. Honestly speaking, I've never... And then I think I met the female quite some time back. And I was like, time is funny, you know.
You met the same person?
Yeah, I met the same person like a year ago.
What was her reaction?
They were shocked. And then now they were interested. But then I'm like, nah.
Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. And we are at 5K subscribers. Isn't that amazing? Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you so much for your continued support. And on today's episode, I'm having a guest with me. And he's such an inspiration. Just let him introduce himself.
Yeah, as she said, we're here to inspire and aspire. And I'm such an inspiration. So I'm King the One. Yeah, I won't say much because you'll get to know much more about me in the interview. So yeah, let's go.
I just want to say thank you so much, King, for coming to this set. And thank you for agreeing to just come on a short notice. I really don't take it for granted. And for you to create time to come and be with us, that is really, really an honor. And guys, I just want to talk a little bit about him before we get here. I knew King sometimes a while back where I was working. We were co-sharing and then he was a student at that place, right?
Yeah.
And being a student of the same thing that I was doing, or rather the same in photography, I saw someone that was really determined to learn. I remember you kept on asking questions and I was like, hey, how come this young guy is really into, because we've seen students and they just come to learn and that's it.
Yeah.
But you wanted to know so much and what's behind, what's happening, what do you do currently, what is in the business, what was your driving force through all that?
I feel like the driving force comes automatically when you just want better things for you, and getting to know yourself as early as possible, and getting to realize that if things don't work right, things are not right.
Okay.
Yeah, so it gives you, and also realizing, like personally for me as a man, realizing that you're the only person who's saving you. You know, like there's no one who's coming to save me as a man, and I need to put things, you know, make things work. So having the open mind just to be able to learn, get to know things, new things, learn, associate with more people. Because even after us working in the same place, and I've met, you know, lots of people, you know, things have been working, things have been growing bit by bit. And we thank God above all. But then it's a matter of your individual effort and aspect and how you perceive life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So now I'll take you again back. I just started with that because of how much I loved the way you push yourself. But would you tell us who you are, your name, where you came from all the details from childhood to here, from where you're comfortable?
Yeah, so me introducing myself, my name, quote unquote, for the internet is King the One, but my actual names are Emmanuel. Yeah, I'm Kenyan. Should I specify the?
If you're comfortable.
Yeah. So I'm Kenyan, and yeah, Emmanuel Mwai, and I'm a photographer, videographer, and I also push content, and my best hobby, what I love most and is close to my heart, is trading. Yeah, I do trading and I trade gold. I do not sell boats for people, guys. That's my personal hobby and I love it. And the journey has been amazing. And I work with multiple people right now. Right now I'm working with Amoke, doing the events and everything. We shoot content for cars and everything. And It's been an amazing journey. So guys, follow me on Instagram, like my talks on TikTok. I also make motivational talks on TikTok, you know, to motivate the youth out there and also everyone else in general, you know, to keep on moving, pushing, and never forget that God is everything, you know. The fact that we are here, even the fact that we are here right now, it's God. Yeah.
Now that you didn't in your introduction, you've not mentioned where you come from because I believe you don't want to be boxed. But are you comfortable enough to tell them how you grew up? How was your childhood? Where did you grow up?
My childhood has been, I can't complain. Honestly speaking, most people, when they tend to say on how they grew up, they would probably say on how they, you know, went through tough situations and everything. Me saying that will be you know, not appreciating, you know, my parents' efforts. So they actually did their best. So I landed here in Nairobi in a school called Lakewood. It's around in Comoros. And then after that, I went to a high school called Kabaino Kambani. Public high schools are tough. Hey, I experienced a lot of. I still have the trauma till now. Like not that bad, but you know how public high schools are. You know, survival for the
and then you are coming from a private school.
Yeah, private school,
to
and
a
then
public
going
high
to a
school.
public high school.
How was the transition, or rather, what are the challenges?
Fun fact is, I was in primary. I was short. And I was fat, like guys.
You were short.
Yeah, I was short and I was like so fat. Like I won't lie, I'm just being honest. And then my transition going from private to public, I couldn't get the resources I used to actually get. Like the bad habits of probably like eating whenever you want. You know, because you know in private you leave school, you go back home and eat whatever you want.
You snack every time.
Yeah, so my transition to public high school, I think it sort of helped me, although it was tough. So it was so tough, though, I won't lie. But then I transitioned from now starting losing weight, becoming taller, realizing, kumbe I had an opportunity of being tall because no one ever saw it. Now you see in Form 1 the first phrase, because you're short and you're a bit big, people may think to see that, this is just a light, easy someone. But by the time I got to Form 3, I was like, from 2 probably, I was tall, like things started changing.
You grew because...
Yeah, and by the time I was getting done with school, I was like the tallest guy in Kaba High School. But that's cool, took me through a lot. But then I like the tough times actually gave me some resemblance on how life is out here. Yeah, so it really helped me a lot, how to correlate with people, how to always find your way out whatsoever, because sometimes it just won't come at the table. You have to realize that, you have to do it whatsoever. Yeah.
I wouldn't even believe it that there was a time you were short.
I think...
That means that I can also grow.
Yeah. But now the age, I was extremely way young. I was from primary, so I was still young. But then I don't know how to say it. Like for me, it's been a wonderful journey because I think my journey of my physical appearance has been, sometimes back in the days was so emotional because, being young and then having that physical appearance, most people don't get to accept you as much. And that's why I normally say that most of the times I could say that I'm comfortable in my skin, I'm good, because you're young and everything. But then you go back home and you're like, no, I do not like what I'm seeing. So I need to do something about it. And that's why I do not appreciate body shaming in any way. But if you can do something about it. Do not say you're comfortable in something yet you're not. I never used to be comfortable looking like that. And most people around me used to, being young and everything, people used to bully you and all that. I've experienced that.
I was about to ask, were you bullied?
I've ever approached a Shori in prime. I'll never forgot this. She told me she couldn't talk to me because I'm fat. Like, is it a scene? Oh my goodness. Honestly speaking, I've never... And then I think I met the female quite some time back. And I was like... Time is funny, me looking...
You met the same person?
Yeah, I met the same person like a year ago.
What was her reaction?
They were shocked. And then now they were interested. But then I'm like, nah. Because...
You were mean?
I wasn't mean. mean.
Like now the lady was mean.
Now, at that time, but right now she wasn't mean. Like she was just...
Interested in
she was
the guy that you are.
That guy but then I was like... Okay, apart from that story, going back to the point whereby like people should not tend to just say they're comfortable with something yet they're not. There are people who are probably comfortable being big and everything. That's okay, that's cool. But then there are certain people who are big and they can do something about it. So if you can do something about it, do something about it. Because I've experienced that, and it wasn't that cool, I won't lie. Yeah, and that's why even me being right now, I'm like 6'4", I'm tall, but in my family I have people who are big too. So up to date, I still watch my diet. I still work out once in a while. Also, sometimes I'm a bit caught up, because there's a time I used to go to the gym maximum, but nowadays I do a bit. But then I still watch my diet. I still try and watch on things, on how things can, I don't want to lose track. I don't want to lose balance.
You try so hard not to get to a point where you wouldn't appreciate as a person.
Yeah.
You're doing it for yourself, not for what people
others.
think.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think that's also what made me love life and everything that I do, because I rediscovered the journey of starting to love myself. Because I was in a phase where I wasn't liking myself that much, and then I got to rediscovering myself and realizing I'm someone great. And then now loving yourself more makes you want things better for you. And if you want things better for you, everything around you gets better in the long run, because you give out the positive energy and you're open to learn. You see, most people are not open to learn.
You're now moving beyond your physique to your entire being as a person.
The psychological effect, because actually it doesn't matter about size. I think the most important essence of life is your mental state, your psychological part. If your mindset is bad, then everything is bad, because we need to keep on pushing. And if your mindset is on the negative side, however much you may want to be on the positive side, I cannot convince you to do it right. That's why you hear most people say that once a grown-up has decided to do something, they've decided to do something, unless they really want to change. Unless one wants to change, that's when it will happen.
So this means you're a big believer of energies. Or do you move with the energies or religion? Or it's a balance of both?
I've always wanted to say this, actually. This is an advice for you all, by the way. We do prayer. How comes you pray? Talk to God to protect you and disassociate you from bad energies. Yet when you walk in a room and feel a negative energy, you avoid it. Always trust your inner gut. This is something I've experienced and I've learned. And learn to, respect your inner instincts, because that's a spirit too. And it's instructing you, you know what, you're not supposed to be here. So listen to it. I normally listen to it, and it's probably saved me from a lot. Get to think of certain points whereby you went to a place and you're like, I don't feel like being here, and then something just happened. Why didn't you listen?
My instincts.
And then you're like, no, nilikuwa najua. Like you knew, but you didn't act on it.
We call it the sixth sense.
Yeah. So trust your inner gut, and if there's one thing that can make life easier, is just by living life with people whom also accept to live life at the present moment, and living with people who are positive. Avoid negativity at all costs, because I feel like negativity sometimes drains you a lot. Because at the end of the day, we all have things that we're going through. You have your own, trials, struggles and everything. You have your responsibilities. So me not understanding you, and you also not understanding me, and then us being together in the same room, you see now it's complicated. And then now, problems and everything. So, yeah.
I'm loving how the conversation is going, and the energies you're bringing. You bring a positive vibe to the set, which is really, really appreciable. So I just wanted to also know, you are a Christian, but are you born again? Also, again, I'm not boxing you.
Yeah. I'm born again. As I said before, I also make motivational TikTok talks on TikTok. I'll actually be starting posting them on Instagram soon. I believe in God, and I'm born again, and I'm so saved, and I will tell you all to believe in God, and if I am right now, it's God. Yeah.
I brought this question up because before the set, we've been having a very wide talk, and the Christianity level, or rather the knowledge you have, in-depth knowledge in Christ, was quite amazing, and I didn't ask at that particular time, and we also didn't inform each other which position we're in. So I said that I'm going to ask you this on set, and just to get to know where you're at. But guys, I can let you know that he is in Christ. He lives in Christ, and his path is right with Christ from just the little part that I engaged in with him. So if you would like to, when did you actually get into videography, photography, and also the interest of
the interest? Me getting to videography and photography, I was actually done with high school and everything. And then I just liked, taking photos and everything. So I started it out with my phone and everything, just for fun. And then I was like, I can actually do this. Why shouldn't I do it? So a fun fact about my life, I joined the university, and then I quit. I joined KCA University, by the way. And then after like 2 months, I was like, I don't want to learn mathematics. I was like, I'm not learning mathematics. And thank God, I actually have understanding parents. They are marvelous. I don't know how they got to understand me, but hey, they're just...
They didn't push it.
They didn't push it. And I got into KCA for 2 months. And then I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I don't feel like my heart is here. And I feel like I was just not feeling it. So I decided to not go. And that was it. After a month, I had an interest so much in photography, videography, and then I joined EDMI. And then that's when I did film and TV. I started with photography. And then I did a certificate in photography and also did a diploma in film and TV production. Yeah, whereby we used to do the short sets and everything. And the journey has been superbly amazing. First of all, me going to EDMI, I met lots of creatives whom we still talk up to now. And the networking part, through EDMI, has been superbly amazing. I will advise people to go EDMI because the networking part, you meet, people whom at least know what they want, and also people whom you might also actually help each other in the future.
So you are a Gen Z.
I'm a Gen Z.
You know where that is coming from.
Oh, where is
the fact that you can go to the university and drop it in 2 months.
In 2 months.
That one cannot happen with the millennials and parents who mothered or fathered millennials.
So
it's the authority, or rather the power, the willpower you guys have, and I don't know if it's courage or what.
But you know what? My experience with... I feel like it's very much advisable for one to always have an relationship. People have parents, but then they don't have a relationship. You don't talk. You don't get to understand each other. But then having the relationship with your parents makes it easier. Yeah. I did not quit and say, I'm not going. I was in their house. They could have told me leave. So I had to just go and sit and tell them, if I do this, I will keep up to task and I will do everything that I'm supposed to be doing. And we actually discussed about it. They most definitely were not cool with it because I think you had paid some fees for the school and everything. Now the fees would go to waste and everything. But then for me, I was like, no, I'm not going. But then now I talked them into it. And a fun fact, a week later, we were sort of getting to an agreement and we agreed. And they were like, cool. So what are you going up to next? So they gave me a task to search for a proper school that I want to go to. And if I go there, I won't disappoint. And kid you not, I did not disappoint. I did my best. And it was an amazing journey.
So they supported you all through?
They genuinely supported me all through. And
that's really, really awesome. Parents out there, do you support your kids with that? Would you support such a drastic change? Because I believe, I want to believe your parents are still under the bracket of either millennials or above those who parented as millennials, and
they're way above. They've
grown
60s.
in ways that they're way above. Okay, so those are like my parents right now, and. These are people that believe in different career path as opposed to arts. And these are the same people that believe in disciplinary a different way, not soft parenting. And now they've allowed him to do all this. Can you just imagine that as a person? And can you imagine you doing that? Would you embrace that? Because right now as a parent, I want to be as easy as he's picking, or rather be as easy as his parents, but deep down I still feel like I need to create a path for my child. I still have that millennial trauma. Nowadays they call it trauma.
Yeah, they call it.
So I still have that millennial trauma within me, and it's making me kind of a strict parent even without knowing. So that one, I just want to give them their flowers. You did well with him because he has turned out great, and he's doing amazing things, and he's doing something that he actually loves. So I want to move further into your content and why you decided to do such content.
Yeah. So fun fact about my content side and the motivational talks is I just started making videos on my Insta stories and my WhatsApp stories. You see, like in the morning, you could probably wake up and be like, I feel motivated. And then I feel like I need to motivate also people out there. So I just to make the talks, regular talks. I never used to even do editing, nothing. So it got so common that people are like, you can be doing this on the internet, like upload it on the internet, upload it, So I was like, okay, I'll think about it. But then I just woke up one day and I was like, why shouldn't I be doing it?
Why not?
Why not? So I just started it. I started posting it on the internet, and the journey has been amazing. It's I'm growing slowly by slowly, and the journey is amazing. I cannot complain. And also now, apart from the positive talks, I also apart from that, I think it's also associating whatever actually makes me be positive also in my talks and also generally in my life is because I tend to limit myself to people who only give me the positive vibrance. You see, like if you tend to have the negative vibrance, life is not perfect. You meet some people who you probably brush shoulders with, people who do not appreciate you, people who and that's life.
Okay.
But then I tend to limit, like even my friends. I have very few friends, very few impactful friends. Most people don't get to understand there's a difference between friendship and acquaintances, and also there are also childhood friends who I think they're still acquaintances because I think they're just childhood friends. We used to know each other while we were young.
When you were young, but
right now, I really don't know who you are right now. So we are not generally friends. Friendship is people coming together and supporting each other mentally, physically, spiritually, inspiring you to do better, be better at the current state, not relying on our past. Like if I knew you 10 years ago or 15 years ago and we've never met for 15 years and you don't even know what's going on in my life and everything, you can't just meet and just start calling us friend.
But we are so used to saying, that's my friend. Like I'm talking on behalf of millennials and sana mimi. I tend to call so many people friends. Yes, I do have close friends and I have people that I can count on, but I still have, I would meet someone and say, that's my friend. I know that person, that's my friend. And we don't limit who actually is your friend, or rather acquaintances are our friends as well.
Yeah.
So how do you go about it to cut the link?
Not cutting the link, but differentiating. You see, if someone is an acquaintance, I won't just tell you directly you're an acquaintance. We'll probably talk and associate, like, oh, how are you doing? We'll catch up. But then it's for me, my own knowledge, getting to understand that our level of friendship is not to that extent. So I know where to go and what to do and what not to do. You see, there are levels of friendship whereby you can do anything.
So when introducing this person to other people, rather in case of, let's say an appearance, you are with your friends and there's an appearance, how do you go about it?
Okay,
you just say friend.
Yeah, I'll just say friend. But then personally for me, I know there are acquaintances, and an acquaintance is not someone that, it's probably someone you know and barely know much more about. So
it's on a personal level, meaning we are still okay saying,
yeah, we are still okay.
Friend.
Yeah,
that's my friend. Yeah. But deep down, French list yangu is up to here.
The same way you can have people you probably meet business wise. You know, there are people, that's why most people say you cannot mix friendship with business. So there are people whom you can also be friends with and still do business with, but there are people whom you can only do business only together. So those are acquaintances, and those are friends in business now. You see, now there are people who are separate, you know, you meet in different categories, and you do not feel like you're limiting them, but then you appreciate the value they give according to what you offer each other. You know, if it's business, we do business together. Because now there are certain people whom, when you try to mix the business together and then you tend to get into friendship, their business doesn't work. But there are people who it does work, but you just tend to know that there are different categories. You know, like there's a friend who can probably call right now and just, you know, laugh around and talk together. But then there's a friend of yours who cannot just do that, you know.
True.
You probably need to have a different approach.
So now let's get to your hobby. And in your hobby, I'm so green about it. So take us slowly and tell us, what is trading? Why the kind of trading? What does it entail? Just give us, let someone like me understand what trading is, and if I would want to venture into
trading,
maybe as a business or also have a hobby
too. So basically for me, as you've heard before, I do multiple stuff. So me venturing into trading, I've now this is like my third, fourth year, and I'm still perfecting my skill. But then there's one aspect that most people have about trading is a quick way to get rich. Now you see, for me, I'm loving the process and I'm enjoying the process. And in the long run, I'm being better. So that's why I consider it my hobby. I cannot fully rely my hopes on trading, because that's how you get to mess around with your emotions and probably go full margin. You see what people tell you on the internet, full margin? That's one of the biggest lies you can ever hear if you know you're an actual trader, because it's like having 20,000. You cannot risk 20,000 if you have 20,000. Proper risk management. So, okay, I think I should start by this. So, personally in trading, there are many aspects to it. So there's the technical side, fundamentals, you know, and risk management. So you always have to have good, proper risk management. That's why you can hear someone, a trader had like 10 losses and 2 wins, but then he's still a profitable trader.
Is trading and gambling one and the same?
Now, let me differentiate that. Now you see, gambling, one cannot control the risk. But in trading, you can control your risk. That's what's talking about proper risk management. Now, there's a take profit and a stop loss. And you can even as well break even if the trade is going against you. And you can also partially close if it goes back and probably hits TP1, and you can actually partially close. So basically, you can control your loss. But you see, in gambling, you go all in. Just like betting. If you have like 10,000 and you bet, it's either you win or you lose. But then now you see in trading, if I have 10,000 or if I have 50,000 or 100,000, I'm supposed to have good proper risk management. Probably if I have 100,000, you can decide to risk 5,000 or 10,000 in that 100,000, and probably you risk to make more. So
there's a risk.
Yeah, there's a risk, most definitely. But then now you can control the risk. It doesn't mean because you have 100,000 in your account,
you use it.
You're going to go all in with the 100,000. You can decide to risk 10,000, go for the trade, and you can.
But still, it's 50-50, win or lose.
I mean, that's life. We're not even assured life. The only thing we're promised is death. So everything is a risk. Even us being here, I mean, the ceiling may drop down, So everything...
You're raising my anxiety.
The ceiling may drop down, and these are things that have happened. So one thing I came to realize about life is I normally wake up every day and say, no risk, no Mercedes. Yeah, so that is my motivation every day. And most people rely in their past or rely in stories because they're afraid to take risks. They're afraid to start it. Just start, do it, and do not mind about what other... personally, for me in my trading journey, I've met a lot of negative comments about it, people believing it's bad and everything, but...
People are scared.
Yeah, people are scared, and people are trying to sambaza, or it's people are trying to transmit their negative energies or their ideologies to me. But then one thing that's made my life easier is getting to understand that someone's perception is someone's perception. So you telling me that trading is gambling, I will not take it personally, but then I'll just understand that's your perception, and then that's now a you problem. That is not my problem. For me, I understand it in this way, and this is how I'm going to go about it. Yeah, so I do not take even people who say it's betting or anything in a bad way. But yeah, I understand that my perception is my perception, and I go according to what I feel is right. So yeah, and also the time that I've actually invested in it is massive. Yeah, but then it's been an amazing journey, and I will actually trading is the future, and people can trade different types of things. For me, I only do gold. I've done gold for quite some time, and I don't do.
When you say gold, are you talking about gold the package or gold the stone?
Gold. Now it's based on futures. Now it's virtual. It's not physical. Yeah. So XAU USD, like the currency pairs and everything. So yeah, it's been a while. It's been an amazing journey, and the reason why I would.
So for someone that would want, let me just take you back a little. Yeah. Someone that would want to get into trading, one, they do not know how to go about it or where to do what, and then two, how will they understand? Like in this case, you're talking about gold, and I'm so green. I'm assuming gold the stone, you see. So how would you break it down so that the viewer out there that is actually following would understand what you're talking about when you mention the term I'm trading in gold and there are XYZ?
Okay. So for anyone who would love to begin trading, I will advise you to, first of all, have the patience in you, and also apart from that, you can actually start on demo. They're actually demo accounts. You don't start on your live account. You just don't feel like I can start trading, go and get your money and start putting your money in and start risking your own live money. You can start with demo. Demo starts for rehearsing. There are demo accounts where you can actually get. There are very many brokers. There's HFM, FX Pesa. Yeah, personally for me, I use FX Pesa, and they're good people and everything. And if you probably want to start with the demo, and you now need to take some time and learn, sacrifice some time to learn. Personally for me, no one has ever taught me trading. No one. I've never gone to any seminar or class to be taught trading. I taught myself.
You just did you.
Me and the internet.
Personal research.
Just me and the laptop. Sometimes you're like a freak. Being a trader is sometimes you're a bit crazy. Yeah.
So is it like more like a full-time job? Does it get you so engaged?
Now, in the beginning, it probably took me a bit more time because I was getting to learn and to discover. But then as you get to learn and embrace it and get to know much more about it, it's minimal time, because now you see trading is not a 9-to-5 job. Now to me, and then I consider it as a hobby. It's not my full-time job. So I specify certain times of it. I might say like, I might check the charts at this time, so this is when I'm probably going to do this. And then nowadays, basically, I probably wake up in the morning, or it depends on how the day goes. I probably analyze the charts, mark up my entries, place alerts if I'm leaving the house, and once the alerts are triggered, I can probably opt in for my entries or recheck the charts again and confirm whether I'm comfortable to get into a trade. So for the people who are probably starting to trade, I will advise you all that the internet is there. And the internet is free.
It's free for you.
So take some time, get into YouTube or get into whichever place that you can learn. Be patient. Do not be in a rush. Slowly but sure, teach yourself all these things. I've never paid anyone any single dollar to teach me trading. And I'm confident in saying that because my journey has been amazing. There's a time I used to know nothing about even stop loss, take profit. Like I sit down and I laugh. I'm like, it's a journey, There's a time my journey has been amazing, I didn't know anything
about it.
Anything. And most people tend to say it's hard. Once you believe something is hard, that's how you just won't crack it. Also, in the beginning, I was around people who made it seem so hard. But then eventually, I just decided to take my own path. And I was like, you know what? My life is my life. My destiny is different. So let me try out things however I can. If I fail,
you'll have tried.
But then, now you see, in trading, the failure is part of the process. No one should ever lie to you. Even one of the best profitable traders in the world and everything, losses are part of the game. Losses make you learn. You lose some money. You'll make money. Yeah, you cannot you can never be green every day. You know, you'll have some days whereby you lose, some days whereby you make money. And now that's the learning experience. That's why people do journaling. Do you know what journaling is? Journaling.
It's not the normal journaling.
Now journaling is tracking your trades.
Oh, okay.
You know, tracking your trades. Like today, probably I track, I write down my emotional state, the time I traded, the currency pair I did, if it's gold, I place the link of my charts. Journaling is important because if that day I lost some money, I can get back there and understand what wrong did I do on this day that I'm supposed to do it right. So you learn
Also,
from your
you're
mistakes.
tracking and
I'm
learning.
tracking and learning from my mistakes, and that's what makes you a better trader in the long run. You know, it's a slow but sure journey.
As a hobbyist, what you've done so far in your space, do you think it might make you transition? Has it convinced you in a way that you'll want to go pro on it? Or rather to get into it fully? To get into it fully.
I would say it will forever be my hobby because
you're playing safe.
Yeah, no. It's not a matter of playing safe. I might even go pro about it, but then now you see, I have multiple things that I'm doing on the end.
You're doing that you enjoy.
I have an idea
as well.
I have an idea of actually also getting to start my own production company, King Arts Productions. Yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
the fact that I told you I do photography, videography, so I'm kept busy with other things. I'm busy doing all of these things and everything. So this is also an added thing that can also boost me however much it can. And I'm not only thinking about the financial aspect, because personally for me, when I get to the charts, I just don't think about the money. I think of, you know, how I can be able to learn today. I look at the charts, you observe the charts, and I'm like, you know what? I'm willing and open to learn. And if there's any, if I have a bad week, I chill, I cool off. I don't do revenge trading or anything. I don't try to get back to the market and feel like, you know what, no, I've lost some money. No, you relax. So I might, you never know the future. You never know.
But you're taking it slow.
I'm taking, and obviously, the more time passes by, the more I'm getting better. So you actually may never know. I might also rely on that because right now I genuinely know that I understand most of the aspects when it comes to trading, you know, and I'm disciplined to understand that loving the process is way much more impactful compared to just chasing the money. Now you see that when you love the process, the end product, you're just appreciated with the value. But then now when you chase after the money, that's how you lose it, because you won't, you know, that's how you lose money actually. Because you know, it's like someone
chasing real hard.
Yeah, because I've met people who are like, oh, I have 100,000. Oh, do you what? I have probably like, you know, you probably have your life savings, you have $500,000, and then you probably want, hey, I want to open an account,
it all
you know, and then you lose.
So the trading accounts, do you buy them?
You fund them.
You fund them.
You can actually get live accounts for free. You just obviously log in and whatever, but then now you have to fund it if it's live account, and then now there's demo accounts which are already funded, but then now with virtual money which you can't even withdraw. Yeah, so for live,
the demo might make someone want to transition to the live now.
Yeah.
After you've really understood the game.
Now you start with demo, and then now you move to the live accounts.
There's no percentage on demo completely?
No. See, it's there for you to practice. So you probably, like most regular demos are normally stuff with $100,000. So down that's virtual money which you cannot even get. But then now you can use it in practicing your trades.
Okay.
Yeah, and then now you move to your live account whereby you open an account, and then now you fund it with your own money. So now it's a journey. That's where you start, and then you get here as you graduate slowly. Yeah.
Okay. I'm enjoying this because it's something I've had, like hearsay here and there, but I've never really indulged in it, or rather understood it in depth. So you're really unveiling so much. And I think I'm going to leave it at that, unless if any one of you has any question about trading, because as he has said he's also still learning, so we can't really indulge deeply and get all the details. But from what he has said, I think as green as I was, I'm not green anymore. So just ask any other questions. He'll be here to answer, or I'll make sure we find him to answer, or any other trader out there that will have more details on entailing this. And
fun fact on you saying that is every day is a learning experience. So the only day that you stop learning is when you're dead, probably. So be open to learn. That's why I always say I'm learning. Even in my photography, videography journey, I'm learning. I'm learning every day.
You don't want to. It's the humility aspect.
Yeah, I'm learning.
You
and
don't want to.
It gives you room to grow. And be open to ideas that you probably think. Sometimes you may
think that
you're doing something so right that you fail even to get advice from someone and be like, you know what, you can do it in this type of way.
That's true.
So having the open mind aspect, obviously do not be open-minded to everything, because certain things are just negative too. But then being open-minded, like with your own personal perception, getting to choose, realizing that this is wrong, this is right, and be like, okay, there's room to grow. Okay, I've been doing this thing in this type of way, but I've been doing it the wrong way, so I can try and do it this way. Now that's growing.
Yeah, guys, if you watched up to this far and you haven't subscribed, what are you still waiting for? Really hit that subscribe button, drop a comment.
Yeah, drop the comments.
Please share this video wide, so that we can also get to be known by other people in your circle. Back to you. Now, what is that wow moment you've had in your photography journey? The moment that you'll say this was impactful.
My photography journey. Hey,
photography and video. Let me put it.
Both of them. Yeah, it's a massive journey. I've done a lot of things, met lots of people. I think probably there's one time we went to Perth. No, sorry, not Perth. We went to, what is it, this place? I even forgot the name. There was an event of Perth, but then it was held in Kenya. Yeah, it was a event, and went to Naivasha to in Ashpai. Yeah, went to Naivasha and Ashpai. There was an event of the Perth, and it was so big. I think that event helped me network so much, because I met so many people whom I interacted with, and I had their contacts, and in the long run I've been interacting with them, and I think from that event is when I started talking to people, and things started to work somehow through my act of networking and relating with them. So that was one of the wowest moments, because I really met lots of people, and the networking game really pushed me. And yeah, that's one of the best. A place where I felt like I'm still benefiting from till right now from the people I met there, and it's been such a long time. Yeah, so that was one of the best moments. And then getting to meet people from it was an event that was worldwide, so people from the whole country coming here, meeting different people from different countries, and people who are also big in those other countries. So it's
spaces.
Yeah, spaces. So it was a wonderful experience.
It was an interactive one.
Yeah.
Okay. And are you in any organization, photography based or videography, or a community?
Personally, for me, I'm a freelancer. But then I work with with different people and aspects.
Okay.
Yeah, but then I'm a freelancer. I'm not attached to any company or anyone.
Anyone in particular. Yeah. Okay, that's awesome. You can just advertise yourself before we finish. And again, thank you so much. Okay, let me finish with that. But first, just remind them of your page and where to find you.
Yeah, I'm King the One. Instagram, it's King the One. TikTok, King the One. YouTube, King the One. Kindly like, share, subscribe, show the love and support. And if you want to probably get me directly, actually I don't have a page for my personal work, because I've been working with different people differently. My idea is actually, because I have my logo and everything. Yeah, I need to start compiling my work in one of the pages that I've already opened. It's actually new. Yeah, the King Arts Productions, and I want to push in more work there, because I already have the data. Now I just need to push it a bit. At least a place where I can be telling people to refer if they want to see my work. Yeah. So apart from that, you can probably reach me out, but saying my number, it's too personal. Yeah.
As of now, unless you want to, but
Yeah, so reach me out on the socials. We get to interact and talk, support me in my content. And yeah, nothing much.
Okay, that's awesome. And King the One, okay, actually this is our second Gen Z that we are hosting. I'm so excited because nowadays, you see the way we've outlined millennials, Gen Z and all that, it's an exciting experience for me. And having one, and you've just had a little time with him, and he has shared a vast knowledge, something that I actually didn't really expect. And to be honest, this conversation was not planned. It was supposed to go as it goes.
Yeah.
And I just love the way you flow with almost everything, your vocal and your patience. And the reason I'm talking about his patience is we've been sitting here with him. We have sat here with him.
We've been here for a while.
For a while. I've been waiting.
For more than one time.
This set was supposed to be in the morning, and it's actually evening, and he waited.
Yeah.
Technical issues, okay, lighting, let me just say. Hatukuwa na stima. And
but it is what it is.
And he has been patient. I'm humbled.
Yeah, the aspects.
I am humbled.
I feel like once you've prioritized your time for something, why go 50-50 about it? You know, it's full blown. If it fails, fine. If it works, the better. But then I see in this aspect, it's worked. I didn't come here for any 50-50 thing, since I also had other plans. But then I choose to be here because I had planned to be here. So really why should I just come and leave? Yet my plan for the day was mostly to be here. So yeah, if you're doing it, it's all in, man. No 50-50.
I'm really humbled.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and thank you once again. I know that this is not the last time. We've just started, and you'll be here more.
The viewers should know that it's just for the beginning, guys. Yeah, it's just for the beginning.
True. Okay. Thank you again. Thank you for watching this far, and we are really grateful for all this, for joining Inspire to Aspire. And please subscribe to RNN. Subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. And if you would want to be on this seat, please just holler at us. I'll drop in the description box, I'll drop my contact and our email address, and you'll find us there. Thank you once again, and I am your host, Rosa Nyarath. Adios.